welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and hit the notification bell to stay tuned in for more uploads. So if you are returning to my channel, I would like to apologize for going missing for a month, almost 2 months. And as you can probably see, my setup has changed if you're a returning viewer because I am at college now. So I would like to say that that is my excuse for not uploading for as long as I've been absent, but I did get settled in rather quickly, and it was more just a matter of getting used to my classes and doing homework, making friends, all that stuff. But hopefully I can get back onto my schedule again of making videos. Might be a little bit wonky, maybe only posting every other week rather than every week like I was doing in the summer, but I really enjoyed making videos and I really want to get back into it. So I figured that rather than getting right back into making book reviews, as I haven't had as much time to read as I would like, that I would do more of a book haul style video where I talk about some of the books that I have collected in the time since the last time I made a video, seeing as I acquire books very quickly and do have a couple books that I'd like to talk about. So I figured I would kind of give a brief overview of how I collect my books, since it may be different from the way that you collect books. Maybe you just pick up anything, or maybe it's very methodical. I do both of those things. I like to say that in part I'm methodical because I like to go through the Goodreads list of all YA books that are coming out for a certain month, and then I'll go through and read the descriptions and figure out which books I would or would not like to read, make a list on a Google Doc or something, and then I'll go through, and then when those books are released I head right to the Barnes & Noble, buy them right off the shelf, maybe sometimes even before they've been put on the shelf, and then I will put them on my shelf here and proceed to not to read them because I have no time to read. But besides that, I also do collect random books from time to time. For example, my local library here has a section in the library where they have free books for anyone to take, and I often find myself leaving the library with 3 or 4 books that I probably don't need because I feel that every book needs a home and I don't want them to just be left on the shelf all lonely. So I collect books in both a methodical way and a kind of like, ooh, I want this book because, you know, it might just get thrown away and I don't want that to happen kind of way. I won't be talking about the books that I just randomly acquired through the library in this video, however, just because I want to try to keep my content a little bit more up to date. I mean, not really. I'll read older books as well, but I won't be as likely to make videos on them unless it really impacted me in some way. But starting out, the first book that I got since making videos was Loki, Where the Mischief Lies by Mackenzi. I would say Mackenzi is probably my favorite author, so I feel obliged to immediately go to Barnes & Noble to purchase any book that she puts out. This book was released on September 3rd, and I did read it right after I bought it, but you know, I didn't have time to make a video about it. I will probably be making a video about this book next. That'll probably be the next thing to go up on my channel. But I did really enjoy it. I would highly recommend, I'd recommend anything she's written, but this book in particular was very good, especially because it is Marvel related and I do like Marvel quite a bit. So this was the first book, and also released on September 3rd was Lady Rogue by Jenn Bennett. I have not gotten around to reading this book, as will be the case with many of the books that I talk about in this video, simply because, as I said, I haven't had time to read, even though I'm really looking forward to reading most of the books that I have. This book, I picked it up because of the reviews that it got, and I do look forward to reading it. The next book I got, I don't know when this book was published, but I did pick it up on the same day that I picked up Lady Rogue and Loki, but this is Frankenstein, but as illustrated in a graphic novel style by the illustrator Junji Ito. And the reason I picked this book up was because the week before that I went to the Barnes & Noble, I had actually read 2 of his other, I guess you could call them series, the manga, Gyo and Uzumaki, which are both horror genre, and I really enjoyed them, so I was thrilled to see that he had done an adaptation of Frankenstein, because I think that based off of his other works, his art style and storytelling really would go well with this. I flipped through this but haven't gotten around to reading it I probably won't do a video on this book though, as you know, it's kind of a classic and most people probably already understand the basic plot of it. I might, you know, do a short video talking about it at some point, but less likely to do a video on this book. So the next book, or the next 3 books actually, are all from Lloyd-Jones crates. Again, haven't read most of them, but this book, A Dress for the Wicked by Krause, I don't really have much to say about it because I haven't read it. It sounds really good. I'm probably gonna do a video on it at some point. I'll probably do a video on most of these just to make up for my lost time, but I haven't gotten around to reading it. It's not high on my to-read list, but it definitely is on there. Then I have Sorcery of Thorns. I have started reading this book, and I really, really have enjoyed I've enjoyed the 73 pages that I've read so far of this book, and definitely this book will get a video, 100%, maybe after the Loki. Actually, I'll be doing a different book first, but this will be a couple weeks from now. Expect a review from me on this book because it's really good. Oh, I should mention Margaret Rogerson is the author of this book, Sorcery of Thorns, if you are interested in checking it out. It's very themed around books and magic and swords, and that's all amazing, so I would give this book a look. Treason of Thorns by Laura E. Weymouth. Again, I haven't read anything. In fact, I don't think I've even read the inside flap of this book yet. Got it in a Lloyd-Jones crate, so it just kind of went right onto my shelf. So maybe this book will get a video, maybe not, depending on what I think of it and if I find it worthy of getting a video. And then the last 3 books were just random Barnes & Noble purchases again. This book, Wayward Son by Rowell. Yeah, I started this book as well. I'm absolutely hanging on to this book because I've been reading it over the past few days. I'm very emotionally attached to her books as well, so this book is high on my recommendation list and will probably get a video either before or after Loki. I don't know, within the next couple of weeks definitely you will be seeing a review of this book, just simply because it's, I mean, amazing. I never did a video for Carry On because it was an older book. Oh, older book, not really old, but I definitely will be doing a review for this book at some point. Then we have The Bone Houses. I heard about this book when I went to BookCon in June, but I sadly wasn't able to get an advanced reader copy of it, so I had to pick it up from Barnes & Noble. Seems pretty good. I haven't read anything from this one either, as with the last one. The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd-Jones, for those who are interested. And the last one is Cursed, illustrated by Frank Miller and written by Thomas Wheeler. Very interested to read this book as well because, well, 1, because of the illustrations in it, and 2, because it's another retelling of the King Arthur legend. I had also read Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and another author whose name I can't remember. I feel bad. I will probably put that, I'll probably put all the books in the description below, so if you do want to go check them out. But this I'm very interested to read. My to-read list is so long right now, but this book will probably also get a video at some point, so I hope that you do maybe subscribe to my channel so that you can get notifications and check out my reviews when I do get around to them. But those are all the books that I have acquired since I last made a video. I really appreciate that if you've stayed this long in the video, or if for some reason you decided to just like skip over everything and you've made it to this point in the video, but I do really appreciate you watching. I would also appreciate it if you subscribed and hit the notification bell to stay tuned in. Maybe leave a comment below if there's any books that you want me to read, or any of the books that I mentioned that you want me to do a review on sooner rather than later. And that is all for this video. It's been really scattered and I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to edit, so it could be really, really jumpy and everything, but I do appreciate if you've stuck around. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, hello, welcome to the channel, please stay, I'd really appreciate it. But that is all. Thank you. Bye!